We had a lot of missed opportunities tonight, so they just got lucky.
Yeah, I know what Jazz was saying, and obviously it was pretty harmless. But it's like Bill Belichick used to say: don't give anybody billboard material. We don't want something that somebody can put up in their locker room to give them any more motivation to beat us. So like, even that kind of stuff, like the Royals got lucky. Like, you don't think that's going up in the billboard? That's going right up, dude. That's going to be probably on the clubhouse door where it says Royals got lucky. We're going to win.
I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chinching. I got a big one right here, dude. One of the best players in the game. Three-time All-Star? Three-time All-Star. Almost won an MVP. That's true. And top five MVP. That means you're a good player. But dude, Matt Carpenter's in studio with us this week at MLB Network. So he was walking by, I go, Carp, hey, you join the Mayor's Office podcast for 5 minutes? Like, let's do it. So
I know.
First off, Carp, how was last night? We were on last night together. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy doing TV last night?
I had a blast. I was shocked. I'm sure everybody was the first time, and just like how many people go into that, just the production team and just the amount of people in there. But man, just getting to hang out and talk baseball is a blast.
It's so great. We did a nice demo last night just on like slowing the game down, like in postseason stuff, but like so much good stuff. And we did an interview with Tarek Skubal, and it was so funny because Carp asked him a question, about the game and everything, and Skubal comes off. He's like, "Bro, you got the best beard in the big leagues," and we're like, it was hilarious.
He didn't even hear my question.
He goes, "What's the question
I
again?"
asked this I'm like all dialed in because like that hardest part of the whole deal is like coming up with the question.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So I'm like,
Ask Sean about that, dude. Sean was the worst question asker ever.
Carp, the hardest thing about this job is asking questions.
So I lock in for this like long question, and I nailed it, and I felt good about it. And he just goes, he literally is like talking about my beard, and it was like, I don't even hear what you asked. So I had to ask it again.
Yeah, he goes, "What'd you ask again?" And Carp's like, "You did a great job of reframing."
Just real quick.
I reframed it totally. Dude, so really quick while we have you, because you played for Mike Schilt in St. Louis a little bit, and San Diego. No, just St. Louis.
He was in San Diego, not as the manager.
But not as the manager. Oh, okay. And they got the rivalry right now. We got the whole thing with Doc Roberts saying Manny Machado threw the ball into the dugout and all this stuff with Profar, and they're coming into Game 3. Like, first off, can you talk about Mike Schilt and him as a leader, and then also what do you think about that series right now?
Well, I tell you, that series, I mean, that's must-watch TV right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a heavyweight bout. I mean, two teams that, let's be honest, they don't like each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just as simple as that. It's clear as day out there. And one thing that Mike Schilt just does such a great job of is building a team. And it starts in spring training. I mean, I know personally that this offseason he flew down to the Dominican Republic, met with Fernando Tatis. He flew down to Miami, spent time with Manny. He flew to Aruba to spend time with Xander Bogaerts. He flew all over the country to meet with his players. And, I mean, that's pretty rare for a manager. I mean, everybody calls and FaceTimes, that kind of thing. I mean, this guy went and spent time with them. So he cares a lot about building a team, building a roster, and getting those guys to come together. And I think that's what we're seeing with San Diego more than any of the years past. They've had a ton of talent there, but the way that they've come together as a group and kind of almost taken the role as like the villain of Major League Baseball and just kind of, embraced it as like, hey, look, we got a really tough team here, and we're going to come after you. We're going to show you how we play the game.
Yeah, what was it like being on Manny Machado's team? What's he like as a player? What's he like in the clubhouse?
He's a stud, man. I think if there's ever been a guy that's maybe misunderstood more like publicly, I think it's him. I mean, you saw the other night the way he pulled that group together in the dugout. That's the kind of Manny Machado that I'm used to seeing. I mean, he's a leader in there. He does, nobody posts as well as that guy does. He's out there every single day. He's prepared. He's an incredible, cerebral baseball player. He knows the game better than maybe anybody I've ever played with. We all know he's a future Hall of Famer. We've played with those kind of guys. Those guys are just on a different level, the way they see the game. Manny's no different. So it's been he was a great guy to play with, and I enjoyed our time together.
Yeah, that's awesome. One final thing. I want to get your take on what do you think about right now, Phillies, Mets? Same kind of series. They got some heavyweight players in those lineups. What are you seeing in that matchup?
Honestly, it's not much different than the Padres-Dodgers.
Yeah.
Two teams, division
Don't
rivals.
like each other either.
Yeah, they don't like each other. I mean, there's a lot at stake. I think this is going to be, a great matchup going back to New York there in Queens, and I know that crowd's going to be rowdy. I like the matchup today. Aaron Nola, he's a competitor. He's going to go out and throw the ball well. They're going to give him a chance to win. I mean, the Phillies are tough. We know that. Certainly, it's their series to lose. But the Mets are coming on strong, one of the hottest teams down the stretch. It's going to be fun to watch.
Carp, thanks for coming on the mayor's office for a couple minutes.
By the way, you're good at this, dude. I hope you keep doing it. Good luck. Very cool, man.
That's what everybody's telling them already. They're like, dude, you got to. When you're done, you got to come do this. I said, dude, it's easy.
Yes.
Enough money. 30 days is all you need to do. Come in and join us for a couple days.
Yeah.
It's great. So
It's fun.
Awesome, dude. Appreciate you.
Dude, you got to go to the intentional talk meeting.
Yeah, I got to get in
You
there.
got to get going. But dude, thank you.
Man,
You're the best, bro. I'll see you in a little bit. We're
Yeah.
on together.
Yeah, we're doing it together.
Yeah, and do you know where you're going? If you go right through that door, you go right through that door, make a right, you'll be on your way to the meeting.
Perfect.
Okay. Thanks, Carp. Appreciate that, dude. See,
Love
like that. We got
man.
Matt Carpenter walking by. Bam, he comes on, one of the best dudes around. So he's got a
What a
great
great
beard.
guy.
Scooble talked about his beard. Great suit.
Very cool, dude. That was awesome. I mean, I don't know what to say. And, dude, I'm glad you brought up Manny, dude, because Manny Machado is getting crushed right now for that video of him throwing a ball into the opposing dugout. But you have a different take on this, and you have some words for folks.
Dude, I think they're searching for stuff. You know, listen, at the end of the innings, as a first baseman, I would take it. Sometimes you're trying to just get rid of the ball. And Manny was saying sometimes it is true. Sometimes you throw it in the visiting dugout. Sometimes you throw it to the home dugout. Sometimes you just want to get rid of it. And Manny's on that side. And, I saw the video. And sometimes does it come in hot? Sometimes I've thrown balls into the dugout that hit the thing. It might literally hit somebody. They'll hit the step, they'll bounce up. Guys like, he'll look at me, I'm like, my bad, dude. I was just trying to get rid of the ball into the dugout. So I don't know, dude. I don't know if they're trying to rally, if Doc Roberts is trying to rally the troops a little bit. And you know what I mean? Because you could see that too. Any material you can get right now in the postseason is a good thing. So like if you can make up a storyline, because listen, at the end of the day, the Padres already have the story. The Dodgers are coming at them, throwing balls in the stands. That happened. Manny Machado and Jack Flaherty going at it, and chirping back and forth. Jack Flaherty, chirping at him. That happened. This Manny Machado thing, throwing the ball in the dugout near Doc Roberts. I don't know, man. I don't buy it, but as long as the Dodgers buy it, that's all that matters.
It's funny you say that. You're saying anything, any motivation you can get. Let's use that as a transition, because last night after the Yankees and Royals game, Jazz Chisholm said this.
How different does the series feel now after game 2 compared to after game 1?
Still feels the same that we're going to win it, I don't feel like anybody feels any different, We're going to go out there and do our thing still. We still don't feel like any team is better than us. Like you said, we had a lot of missed opportunities tonight, so they just got lucky.
Yeah, I know what Jazz was saying, and obviously it was pretty harmless. But it's like Bill Belichick used to say: don't give anybody billboard material. We don't want something that somebody can put up in their locker room to give them any more motivation to beat us. So like, even that kind of stuff, like the Royals got lucky. Like, you don't think that's going up in the billboard? That's going right up, dude. That's going to be probably on the clubhouse door where it says, Royals got lucky, we're going to win this series. So, like, I don't know. I don't like any – I personally don't like it. If I was a manager, I was like, guys, in your post-game interviews, keep it generic. We want to give nobody any – we don't want anyone to think they have a slightest edge against us. So anything you say, keep it to our team. Keep it to what we could do better, all that stuff. Don't talk about any other team about – they were lucky and all that stuff. Like, we don't need to give them anything. I'm not saying the Yankees aren't going to go out and dominate in Kansas City. I'm just saying don't give anybody any reason to want to beat you.
Yeah, it's funny. Jazz is Jazz, right? Like, he is like the closest thing MLB has to like a wide receiver in the NFL. You made that comment. Like, he kind of plays baseball like a wide receiver in football. He's just like all animation. I'm sure he didn't mean it in a bad way, but you're right.
I don't think he did.
It's going on a board. When they go in the locker room today, that's written on a board.
I don't care if he meant it or not, but it's going to be written. It gave the Royals something little. I mean, even if it's
so cool.
even if one guy takes it personally and he gets a big hit in the game, and that's his his motivation. You know what I mean? That you don't want to give people purpose, more of a purpose
Right.
than they already have. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing. And dude, Jazz Chisholm's a great guy, man. Jazz came in here last year with MLB Network and did an MLB Tonight with us. Really, really nice kid. Really nice kid. And you're right, man. He's got a little flair. He's got a little
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it.
Hey, there you go. But hey, guess what? The pitchers have to pitch, right? So, like, let's spin it over. The Phillies and the Mets are going, and you're only as good as your next day starter. This matchup today, dude, Aaron Nola, Sean Manaea. Might be one of the best pitching matchups we'll see this entire postseason.
No, this is going to be great, man. I mean, Manaea has been one of the best pitchers these last couple months, and obviously Nola is battle tested in the postseason. I think in his last 4 starts he has a 2.35 ERA. So we know he's going to be ready. Manaea, dude, if Manaea's stuff is on, he could be a problem. Now, one matchup I want to see in that game is it's so funny because you think that Manaea would be so nasty against lefties, which he is, but Kyle Schwarber feasts on lefties. He was for like 3 months. He couldn't hit righties, but he could rake lefties. It was incredible. So that's
How's that work?
That's good, dude. It's just it was so funny. At the end of my career, the last couple of years, I remember one time I'm in Boston. And Tito sits me against a lefty, and I was like, "Am I seeing something?" So I went and go look at the numbers. I'm hitting like 390 off lefties and like 260 off righties. So I go into his office and go, "Hey, Tito," I go, "I know you think this is like the matchup, this lefty, but I'm hitting 390 off lefties. I don't know why, but I'm hitting 260 off righties, But I think what happens is, you really get that shoulder in there and just bearing down on the lefty. It keeps you're a better hitter when you can stay in that position longer. And Schwarber can beat you to left center, dead center. I think that's when he's at his best. Obviously, he's so good on the pull side. But when he can really lock in because he's got such thunderous power, that's why I think he's so good against lefties. And so that's a matchup tonight. You usually won't say a lefty on lefty, but that's the one I'm watching tonight. Schwarber, Manaea is one that I'm like, okay, that's going to be interesting because Schwarber crushes lefties. Now, Manaea, dude, with him dropping down the way he is, that elevated heater has played so different. That's why he's been so nasty because he's dropping down, but his heater is still elevated. It stays up on that, really good on that vertical plane. And that's why he's been so nasty. That's what the numbers say. I'm doing a breakdown on him today. I haven't totally dove into those numbers, but that's one of the big reasons is that heater up in the zone is it just visually, obviously as a pitcher, you're trying to get the hitter off your rhythm and timing. Visually, it looks so different. It looks like it looks like it's there, but then it's kind of riding on you. Literally, it's kind of that ride action because he throws it from the 3/4 slot, which he got from Chris Sale in the middle of July, which is incredible. It's just an incredible story. So Sean Manaea is a guy that, man, I tell you what, you want to talk about Mendoza and that whole team leaning on a guy. If they've ever leaned on a guy, it's today in Sean Manaea.
Man, Sean Casey's locked in. He's at the network today. He's been rocking his podcast. We're doing double duty days and nights. Casey's locked in. So keep the momentum going, dude. Since the day Juan Soto became a Yankee, Sean Casey, I would argue, has been the number one screaming at the top of his lungs on what the Padres got in Michael King. So tell us again what they got in Michael King.
Well, dude, listen, I think the biggest thing about that that trade was, I think when only the people maybe in New York knew who Michael King were. But if you were in that clubhouse and you were on the field with Michael King, I mean, I was like, this guy is so nasty. Like, he came out of the pen and they made him a starter at the end of the year. And I watched the evolution of Michael King into a starter in the big leagues. I was like, so when I saw the trade, I'm like, and they're like, oh, they got Michael King, Johnny Brito, and Randy Vasquez, and Higgy, obviously, and Higashioka. Kyle has been hitting great too, but I was like, and I think people were like, oh, the Yankees got the best of it. And I remember thinking to myself, they just got a number one starter. The Padres just got a number one starter, a guy that is so legit. And he's proven it this year, Chinch. I mean, in his last start, what do you have? 12, 13 strikeouts in 7 innings, absolute domination in that first round. And he's had it below a 3 ERA. He's got an incredible sinker slider combination, but he throws like 4 or 5 pitches too. He knows how to pitch. Dude, he's a savant as far as like pitching goes. He loves breaking it down. He loves trying to manipulate, his pitches. He loves the breakdown of facing the lineup that he's going to face. So, man, Michael King going in game 3 for the Padres, this is a best case scenario for them right now because 1-1, they got 1-1. If you're the visiting team in that first series, you just want to split. Get the split. The fat hog gets slaughtered. You don't worry about getting 2-0. Just get the split. 1-1. Get it back to where you need to go. So as you look at that right now, and the Dodgers have Walker Buehler going, who's really been a Jekyll and Hyde. He had a great start last time, but he's coming back from that Tommy John surgery. He's really been up and down all year, over a 5 ERA. So you don't know what you're going to get today from Walker Buehler. You could get the guy that's coming on and maybe figuring some things out, or you could get the guy that's been giving up all year long. So it's going to be a great matchup. I expect Ohtani to really show up in this game. It's going to be interesting to see how King pitches Ohtani. And also, it's going to be interesting, is Freeman going to play? Freddie Freeman was taken out of the game, in game 2 with that ankle injury. So it'll be interesting to see if he plays too. So it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a great matchup.
Case, what's that lid you got on right there?
Dude, you kidding me? It's my favorite hat. You know me, Chinch. I'm a hat snob, dude. I really am. This is my new melon hat. I've had it for a few months now, dude. It's incredible. It's super comfortable. The one thing I love about it, too, sometimes you wear hats all the time. They get those sweat stains. This hat doesn't get a sweat stain. It's got unbelievable comfort fitting. It fits perfectly with the snapback on the back. It's 5 times more durable, I think, than any other hat I've ever had. So, man, this hat's incredible. The melon hat, man. You got to get a couple of these, brother.
Yeah, dude, I've heard about them. It's like the most premium, durable headwear in like the whole world. And, people use them for tailgating, working out on a golf course. You're going golfing later today, heading out for date night with Sarah. You throw the melon cap on, right? Am I right?
I wear it for everything, dude. The only thing I can't wear it to is premium restaurants where they're like, okay, you got to take your hat off. So other than that, I'm wearing my melon hat pretty much everywhere. Dude, it's my new favorite hat. I've been wearing my melon hat for the past few months straight, dude. No sweat stains, what I said, no smell. Looks the same as the day I took it out of the box. I get a ton of compliments on it every time I wear it. It's even better. They have different options for different weather. If it's warm out or you might be jumping in the pool, lake, or ocean, you need their Hydro Collection, bro. The Hydro Collection is next level, Chinch. You'd love that. But when it gets cold and you need to stay warm, don't worry, brother. Melon has you covered there as well. They have a full thermal collection with different levels of warmth to keep you on whatever you need for when the winter's coming up, brother. Big time. So if you're looking for hats as tough as you, my man, check out Melon. You won't wear anything else after you get one on for yourself. And I know I've been loving my Melon.
Yeah, listen to Sean Casey, folks. If you're looking for the world's most durable hat, look no further. Go to melon.com. That's MELIN.com and put it to the test yourself.
Yes.
Listen, man, you've said it all. I don't have anything more to add. I'm actually in a couple hours getting in a little Uber and heading over to City.
Dude, let's go, bro. You fired up. It's so funny to see your evolution, dude. You're the biggest Yankee fan I know, but then your wife starts working. Jeff starts working for the Mets. Now all of a sudden you're putting up videos of City Field everywhere. Now you're
there cannot be a Subway series. I'm talking to my old man yesterday. He's 82 years old. He doesn't give a crap. He loves Jazz, of course, like a daughter. But he's like, I'm still rooting for the Yankees if they play him in the Subway series. And I'm like, Dad, you can do that. Just don't say it. Stop saying stuff like this in front of Jess, my wife.
Dude,
your
what is that, dude? You can't, Mr. Chinch, you can't do that. What you need to do, you need to ride the line. But you know what, Mr. Chinch being, what is he, 82? He don't, your parents get to 80, they don't care. They say whatever. You're like, all right, you can't say that.
Absolutely, whatever, dude. I'm like, Dad, maybe she gets a share. We can redo our kitchen finally. Like, let it happen. Let the Mets do well.
Dude, I used to say this, dude. People would come to see me play. And they'd be like, bro, they'd be like, hey, man, I'm rooting for you to have a good game, but I really want the Phillies to win. I go, dude, who do you know on the Phillies? They're like, nobody, but I've been rooting for my whole life. I go, you know me. I'm your cousin. You're not going to root for me. You're going to root for you don't know one guy on this team. Freaking Ryan Howard doesn't know who you are.
Bro, when you got the Yankees job last year, Jess said when she got the Mets job this year, she goes, by the way, when you come to Mets games, you're rooting for the Mets. I don't want to hear it. I wore Yankee colors when Sean was a Yankee, and she's like, "So you're gonna wear Met colors when I'm a Met?" And I'm like, "All right, I mean, you're right."
Funny, dude. I because of Jess, I'm and you obviously, but also Mendoza. Like, dude, when you have friends that are part of an organization, I root for them. So your dad needs to clean it up. His daughter-in-law is working for the Mets. Mr. Chinch, you got to get a hold of yourself for like at least a couple years here and start rooting for the Mets if it goes toe to toe. Who do you know on the Yankees? You don't know one person on the Yankees. Okay, there's not like you're like calling people up and be like, "Hey, Booney, how you doing, man? You want to go to lunch?" You're going to lunch with Jazz Chisholm.
You said it all, dude. You said it all. Go to your meeting. You got to go to your. What do you got? MLB now?
MLB now, MLB tonight. So if you're
Oh, you're
a fan of
double
mine
dipper.
or the network, tune in. It's gonna be good, man. And Harp's gonna be back on the team. Great, dude, man. It's so
There you
good.
go.
So, dude, it's great. We're
Very
playoff
cool.
baseball. Let's get it, man. And
Nobody does this time of year better than MLB Network as a former employee of that place. So please tune in,
It's the
fellas.
best. It's the best. All right, Chichi, love you, man. Everyone out there, thanks for listening. Keep tuning in. Keep tuning in to us. Keep liking and subscribing. We really need you. Let's go.